Coming to you from the Dean E. Smith Center, the home of the 2017 National Champions, I am Greg Barnes, this is Rob Harrington, and we're going to break down the 2017-18 North Carolina Tar Heels. Brandon Robinson's a kid that we really didn't expect a whole lot out of last year, but he actually came in, and as the season progressed, he showed that he could be one of those guys that can do a little bit of everything. He knocked down some threes, played some good defense, was effective in transition. And I think that's probably what his role is going to be this year with the question marks surrounding the post play. He's probably a guy that can play the 2 and the 3 for sure, the 4 in spot minutes if injuries occur or anything like that. How did you see his freshman year, and how do you see him progressing now that he's got a year under his belt?
Well, Robinson is an interesting case because he came in with a reputation as a shooter, and like many other players, as a freshman, he struggled with his jump shot, but he impressed me with his scrap. He did not have that reputation in high school as someone who was going to compete for offensive rebounds. He would go hard to the rim, a lot harder than some of the other guys, and draw fouls. So I see a lot of potential in him as a tough utility type wing, which was not how I would have described him at all in high school. Obviously, the optimism around him would be that, okay, now you're a sophomore, you can find the shooting stroke that I think that he has. I think that he needs a little bit of a mechanical tweak just to sort of smooth out his release, but he has nice touch. Now, he was the one I think who was most impacted by the arrival of Cameron Johnson. Some of those minutes that may have gone to Robinson, of course, are going to be diverted to Johnson. I still think Robinson will play, and particularly if the big guys aren't ready, then a lot of the wing players, at least a couple of them, will have to slide down, whether that's him or Theo Pinson or however it works out. It would open up some minutes for him. Then the question becomes if he can knock down some jumpers, because I think this team we all have surmised this team is going to rely more heavily on three-point shooting. If he can be one of those guys, plus he has pretty good length and athleticism, I think he could play a much more significant role than he did a year ago.
Roy Williams will tell you that the 2 and the 3 in this system are identical. And there is some truth to that, but there's also a separation there as well. From what you've seen from his high school days and recruiting and what you saw a little bit last year, is his handle good enough to be able to play that 2 if he needs to?
I think that his handle probably lags behind that of the guards. The other thing to remember, of course, is that there's Joel Berry, there's Shalik Felton, and Seventh Woods. So one of the point guards is going to have to slide into a secondary ball handling role, at least one of the 3. And I think for that reason, of course, Theo Pinson's, some of his passes and decisions have driven Roy Williams crazy. I still think Robinson, at least based on last year, may not be quite ready for minutes at the 2. But I think at least as long as he tries to do the right thing and doesn't make mistakes, he doesn't need to be a playmaker. That is one thing that these Tar Heels won't lack for. So I think if he's just able to sort of stay under control, he could get minutes there. I think it's more likely that he will be locked into the 3 this year, and then his junior year we'll start to see him move around among the positions.